My name is Coach Lee Hopkins. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I help people make more meaningful connections in their personal and professional life. Welcome to the Friends with Family 4-week complimentary mini masterclass. This class is going to help you start making more meaningful relationships with your family. This course is for you if you've had anxiety about visiting your family during the holidays because of the conversation topics. If your family requests, or if your family requests to visit you, then nags you and treats you poorly when you arrive. Or if you have many little disagreements and differences of opinion within your family. Or maybe you want to involve your family in more important decisions without causing conflict. This course will help you with the tools to communicate more authentically with your family members and empower you to start making the kind of meaningful conversations that you need so that you can become friends with your family members. By the end of this 4-week mini masterclass, you're going to learn the basics of the two most invaluable skills that will help you set the foundation to create a friendship with your family members. Number one, how to create more connecting and curious type conversations. You want to be able to do this so that you can build genuine rapport and respect with them, which is necessary for tougher and highly emotionally charged topics. Number two, you want to learn how to navigate high drama topics without getting drawn into conflict. We'll practice intentionally redirecting your conversations back to places that are comfortable and easygoing. I'd also like to share with you at this time that this course is not going to help you fix deep-seated problems that you might have with your family members. It's not going to heal any traumas that you might have experienced. I am not a therapist, and this is not therapy. But with that said, this is going to be most effective for you if you've done some self-reflection work to discover yourself and your boundaries, if you're open to new ideas, if you consider yourself as a curious person, or if you have methods to calm you or ground you in stressful times. Welcome to week 1. Discover the common cause of the disconnection. This week, I'll share my theory on what causes family members not to consider themselves to be friends to each other. We're also going to explore the most common causes of disconnection as well as define what connection is. And also, I'll share an exercise to get you started on bridging the gap between you and your family members. With that said, I'd like to tell a little bit about me. This is all based on my own personal experiences with help from my own therapy and reading some self-help books. I'd like to share with you my experience with my mom. You see, I was the black sheep of the family, the one who was always pointing out how I feel and highlighting how things could be different. When I spotted the problem, I'd bring it up. And as many of you know, no one likes when problems are pointed out. When you're the one who spots the problem, then you become the problem. Especially in my family, since those problems that I spotted were some conflicting religious views. I grew up in a Christian household and watched several of the adults and other religious leaders command me to do one thing while they did another. It didn't make sense to me growing up, so I questioned it. And while everyone in my household and extended family believed, I was confused. Eventually, in my teens, I began to identify as queer, and then later, I identified as transgender. I had to leave behind the belief system that suggested that I was an evil person and that I belonged in a lake of fire. This created an even bigger rift between me and my family that took years to even start repairing. Today, I can tell you because I've done my own work and my self-reflection, boundary setting, and had intentional conversation, I now have a better connection with my mom. We FaceTime several times a week. I feel safe and supported by her. I feel heard and understood. We've been able to talk about what disconnects us too. And she's opened up about her own thoughts and her own feelings. She's even been able to share with me some of her incredible life experiences. I'd say that we've become pretty good friends. We really can become friends with our family. And in this video, I like to share what I've done. I think it's fascinating how we have come to have friendships in the first place. You know, because I think we needed to really get away from our families. So you see, let's look at the definition of family. What is family? A group of persons of common ancestry, a clan, as compared to the definition of a friend, one attached to another by affection or esteem. When I look at these two definitions, I see that there's clearly no expectation for us to gain affection or esteem from our family. It's not a requirement. But aren't they the people that are supposed to love and care for us? I theorize that this lack of affection and esteem stem from families in the past. You see, our family members were just in survival mode. They would prioritize unity and physical safety over an individual's feelings. So then the individual feels ignored and disrespected by family members who prioritize their own needs and show little interest in the individual's emotional well being. So then that individual seeks friendships outside of their families because they want understanding, they want emotional care that they're not getting from their families. I believe the main driver for us to seek friendships outside of our family is a desire to feel understood, to be validated, and to connect. What is connection? Well, connection is the demonstration that you understand how that other person feels. In order to connect with someone, you have to know what they're feeling and tell them or let them know in a way that makes sense to them. So that's connection. Without that, without that understanding of their feelings, without us demonstrating that we know their feelings in a way that makes sense to them, we will remain disconnected. There are many reasons for disconnection. Here are the 10 common reasons for disconnection in no particular order. Poor communication, not really saying what our thoughts are completely, lack of listening, misunderstandings, and so forth. Conflict and resentment. Unresolved conflicts and unresolved issues create distance, create disconnection. Unrealistic expectations. There are expectations that might be too high for you that are placed upon you from your family members, or you might place expectations upon them. That can cause disconnection. Differences in values and beliefs. Divergent belief systems, religion, views, values, worldviews can cause tension. Emotional distance. Emotional withholding, such as not expressing their feelings or being emotionally unavailable. Personality conflicts, clashes in personality, temperament, style choices. Generational differences, differences in generational perspectives, including attitudes toward technology, social issues, cultural changes, and so on. Lack of empathy, an inability or willingness to empathize, that's understand each other's feelings. Religious and cultural differences, beliefs or practices, especially around holidays, can cause tension. External stressors, such as work-related issues, health-related issues, family pressures, and so on. We're going to use this list to help us discover our starting point for this course. For this list, look and see if you can recall any past disconnections. Ask yourself, what one do you believe is the most common cause for disconnection for you and your family? Ask yourself, what is the main reason why you disconnect with your family members? Who usually brings up the topic that causes you to disconnect? What is something that you wish that they would understand about you? Do you have a topic that you share that upsets or frustrates them? Maybe it's a topic that you're proud and excited about, like your career choice or your romantic partner. Feel free to write down as many as you need to. But for this course, I'd ask that you pick one to focus on so that we have a starting point. In lesson 2 of the masterclass, we'll explore the difficulty with drama. I'll show you how to be empowered and confident when you're facing it. And don't forget, if you have any questions, comments, and want additional support with this week's exercise, come to the Q&A this Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. I'll be live streaming and I'll take your questions. Also, if you have any questions and you can't be there for the live stream, feel free to email me at patternsofpossibility@gmail.com. I'll answer your questions if I can during the live stream. I'll see you next time.